Wow. Do we have a show for you today? It's unbelievable. Let's get that music up and pumping. Bitcoin holding 11,000. Looks like we could get a bigger move here today. Only time will tell. We'll take it one step at a time. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Thank you so much for being a part of the Crypto Lifer Show. Let's go like we do every single day. Keep it moving and keep it grooving. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you so much for the water in the damaged glass. May God bless your beautiful heart. Big sip of the nice good smell of the keep, those Calypso herbs. Shout out to everybody here. Let's keep it moving. May God bless each and every one of you for jumping on in. So let's show you what I see happening for Bitcoin. We're going to break it down from the big to the small. You can see how the liquidity looked like right now. It looks like we could go further to the upside, somewhere to 113,390. That's where we're looking to go for Bitcoin. I see some bigger moves here, and all the way up to possibly $118,000 BTC. So Bitcoin looking to go higher than we ever thought, but we'll take it one step at a time. You never know. But right now, the probabilities look like we could go and liquidate the shots. Forgot about that. But we got to liquidate the shorts. That might even be better off there, actually, a little bit of light. But so we got to liquidate the shorts. That's the one thing that has to occur here. All the way up to $113,000. And it looks very, very likely for Bitcoin. Let's bring that music down. Let's get a good level here so we're not blowing you out the water here. That seems pretty good for me. So like I love to do is technical analysis live in front of everyone. I think it's awesome. Right now we're looking at this 1 hour flag breaking to the upside. 21-day moving average sideways. We got a golden cross. We're above the 200 moving average. Even if they dipped it down and tried to attempt a stop hunt, which they may. We're looking to just hold above the 200 moving average. As long as we stay above the 200 and above this little chunk of support or resistance here. So basically trading the SR flip. Previous, let me get rid of it. But previous resistance becomes support. So look, resistance, bounce. Bounce, you get a double bottom. Could they raid the double bottom? They could and grab this liquidity. Okay, but still, I'm looking for us to stay above the 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. Twice now, 3 times now. 1 hour, 2, 3. All 3 candles have wicked us up to 11,883. I had a trade open on KKEX. I did sell it. It was ripping. So I called a move this morning. Was looking for a pump. I began to work out and listen to Jim Rohn. Today, he talked about being serious. He talked about stop playing games with your life. He said, when we're not serious, we let things slip. A year goes by, 2 years go by, we're the same person, and nothing has changed. We said we were going to start trading. We said we were going to do that technical analysis stuff. We said we were going to get into that crypto. But we said that 5 years ago, 4 years ago. We never really fulfilled that dream. We just kept saying it. Maybe it's time you become a crypto lifer and change your life forever. But look, this was up. I sold this for gains today. And last night we had some nice pumps too that I sold for gains. So the weeks trade back and forth, kind of back at break even right now, a little actually under. And I don't have anything open on BITUNIX at the present moment in time. Had this flag that that pumped, honestly, 2 times to the resistance here at about 11,600. This has been in the money, basically still in the money from the entry that I gave yesterday, right there around 110.5. And remember, we called that bottom back here on the daily. Then they came down and dipped it a little bit. I got back in and called the bottom yet again. So that's the same bottom. They're just getting rid of this little bit of liquidity here. And so far, that bottom call has been spot on. It's still in the money right now for Bitcoin at 111,200. Anyway, let's take a look at BTC on the big picture. We're going to end up right back here again, So the monthly candle crawling back. Signs of support right here on the monthly at 108,005. A beautiful area, 108,275, but really 108.5 psychological too for a lot of people. Funny. Today I met BITUNIX. Yeah, sure you did. I endorse Crypto Lifer. Sure you did. Thank you, Kaz. John Yoon. This is insane. It's really John Yoon. He's like, yo, I love you. Oh my gosh. Sam, what indicators do you use? Just missed it. I use the MACD, the RSI, the stochastics RSI, the VRVP, the 5 simple moving averages, the 21, the 50, the 80, the 100, and the 200 moving average. All right. I live by that 200. It becomes exemplary. Amazing. So anyway, we're looking for a beautiful support here for the monthly. We're looking for the monthly to kind of close big. Honestly, and I'm going to show you kind of the blueprint here. So I'm looking for the monthly to stay inside. Maybe it was a giant, even there you could say it fell out of the pattern, but hey, it's still in a giant rising wedge. You know, sometimes a pattern doesn't look good on the 15-minute, but it makes sense on the 4-hour. You know, that's happened to me. I'm doing the same thing here. You know, it looked horrible on the weekly and the daily, but it looks good on the monthly. And that's what matters. This says we could have a big move that starts right now. We might come all the way up to the high, come back down. So this is what could happen here. Month of September is actually green. You know, we ended up closing somewhere. We make some type of high and we close somewhere back in here. But we close above these two candles. And it's the highest monthly close in the history of Bitcoin, right? Then we get the liquidation of the shorts and they bring it somewhere back down 113,000. Then we bounce. And November is the candle of candles that starts the rally. And we rally all the way until like February. And we hit 180, 176,000. Altcoins go berserk. We finally get some big movement in altcoins because they're ready and poised. They're holding key levels and dominance is falling. So this is the setup for a beautiful bullish move here for Bitcoin. Okay? It's still in play on the monthly as long as we keep the monthly candles above 108, 107. Really, I'll give us this one. I'll give us this area here, right there. We cannot close a monthly candle below 107,000. We do that, I have to flip bearish, everybody, and become a bear again. Right now, the bull is back, right? Because why? This candle should have closed red and continued to dump. It did not. And so that you have to take that as bullish. So it was a bearish close. However, it wasn't engulfing. This wasn't engulfing, but it was a bearish close. I showed you 2 bearish closes on the monthly has pulled back every single time, except for that one anomaly on the Dow Jones Industrial, which I'm going to show you later on today in the stream. So, and let's keep it moving here. So I'm excited. I hope you are too. 11,334 for Bitcoin. Okay, and I see some possible live trades here today. It's Wednesday, one of my favorite. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, my favorite day to take a live trade. Absolutely amazing. I know you like to do pocket square there, matching the gray and the blue inside of the tie. I know you can't. I know. Just calm down a bit, all right? All right. So, I know. It's insane. I know. When I did it, I was like, wow, Sammy, you're onto something here. Those are 2 pocket squares mixed together, straight up. Straight up. I trade the van for it straight up. I get 70 miles to the gallon in this hog. So, Bitcoin on the monthly. Hey, I'll take it. If this closes green, I'll take it. If it closes like this, I'll take it. Looks like it's going to go for more. There's no resistance on the monthly. It's held support. To me, it can only go back to the resistance here at 115,000. So we're looking for the monthly to do some good. 2-week charts doing the same thing, saying, hey, I'm going to stick in. And the weekly bouncing off the 21-day moving average. Very bullish, right? In my humble opinion, we just got to, get back inside the pattern. Right? Or B, too, form this beautiful ascending triangle that I keep seeing here. What a fly. Isn't that crazy how the weekly stayed so clean? 1, 2, 3. How they closed the weekly at these exact levels. It closed at 119,000. So crazy. So, we get this big boom. We come back to the high, 120K. We resume a move back down to 112,000. We come back up, 119. We get tight. We break out somewhere, it says, late October into November. And then the rally starts November, December, January. The end of January, we hit $176,000. 175. Think about it. You know how many people are going to sell 175? There's already orders right there up there, probably at 175. Bitcoin holding 11,292. It's been sideways since we started the stream. Have no fear. Looking at the macro is going to serve you just as well because you may make a huge trade one day and the macro is going to get you paid. And if you get in the habit of looking at the macro with me, you're going to get in the habit of trading the macro. And if you get in the habit of trading the macro, you're going to get in the habit of getting hopefully bigger gains and more patient trades that take longer, but you're not going to have to sit there and stare at the screen every day. You're going to set the trade and check it once every couple of days. Make sure nothing crazy, key levels. And once you get, like if you're in this macro trade and you break this high level, then you really don't, like now you're just coasting until whenever you're ready to take profits. Like people that got in here, remember when I talked about that 3-day buy and I said, you'll always remember this? I said, keep remembering this. And it was to get in right here on the 3-day chart at 104,000. I mean, that, yes, we went up and down, but that could still end up being the biggest payday ever. And we hold that level. It never got stopped out, that entry right there. And so there's people that were in there. There's people that were in here at remember my $84,000 spot? I mean, that's a big buy. It's 84 grand spot. You don't even have to trade leverage. You trade Bitcoin spot. You put a whole Bitcoin in. I mean, you're trading $84,000. Right now I'm up, right? I'm up, what, 27, 104 would be 24,000. And I DCA'd below that too, into the 70s. So I'm up even more than that. I'm, 50 grand. So yeah. I mean, it's a big trade. You're sitting there up 50 racks, right? Again, I plan on holding that for a long time, but it's still a massive trade. It's, and again, I gave up on money. Like, I don't stare at that idea. And everyone's got these leverage trades. They have to. I know that I'm taken care of by that Bitcoin buy now. I don't have to do anything. I just have to basically now survive, be a good man, listen to God, help others, run my channel, do the right thing. And that Bitcoin that I bought is going to take care of me 10 years from now. See, the humble trader makes it no matter what. I want to really reiterate that. And today, I want to get back to the word of the day. Or a theme of the day. I want to get to a theme of the day every single time we start. Look at this, 11,005. I got to get to the smaller time frames to start yapping so we can make some live trades. Looks like something pumped. I probably could have traded the 1 minute there. So the daily. Let's get to the daily time frame. So I like the 5-day with the bounce right now. I'm expecting this candle to blow up green. Oversold, green. I mean, everything looks good to me now. Same thing with the 3-day chart, tweezer bottoms. This closes tweezer bottoms tonight in 9 hours and 30 minutes. I'll take it. Although we did it 3 times now, this will be the 3rd time. We've done it twice. I expect this one to play out better. Why? Well, both other times we played out, the stochastics were high. Stochastics is below the dotted line and pretty flat. We're also at a key resistance. The other times we were, that one we were at a resistance. This time we were we were meeting. Both times we did hit somewhat of a resistance too. This is a way chunkier area on the VRVP though than here. We were basically in the abyss here. Here we came to this little spot. So this gives us more. Why? So this tweezer bottom makes more sense than these two. Why? Look at the size of the volume and the VRVP. Look at all the chunk in the candle bodies here. So you would expect more of a bounce off this area. Higher probability. Just look at it visually. Right? You can see that area has far more consistency in buying and selling, which is going to give you a better support band, right? And lo and behold, we got the move, right? HWFG, man, all day long. All day long, baby. FVG, HWAG, UPG, SCPP, FDOV. High quality demand zone. Here we see that we have a breaker block from the breaker stone. Now we have a bullish order block. Once we reach the bullish order block, we can continue further to the Oh, man. I don't use the word bullish. It's funny. I don't say nothing. I just do me. But look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. That's likely going to play out or just continue to plow. Both of these are in my order book here. My order book. See, not theirs. 109,972. And look, we got a beautiful high volume node sticking there at 110.8. We get through there's a beautiful gap all the way to the point of control at 118,000. You have to understand that we will fly through this gap to 118K. There's not a lot stopping us. This is the next, look, chunk of liquidity here. We bounced. Where are you going? To the next chunk of liquidity. Look at it all right there. So you leave this chunk, you go up to this chunk. It makes sense, but this just visually shows you what's likely going to happen. Shout out to Brave Song Records. The bravest man in the game. No. Shout out to Rave Song Records. But I like to call him Brave Song Records because he's the man. Led his family to greatness. He's the Don Juan grandpappy of the game. God bless you, brother. Thank you for everything. Shout out to all my people here on the live. Careful with that VIN. Hey. So we got this big, nice move here further to the upside here for Bitcoin. I feel Bitcoin coins rang is far down as 110K, still breaking 112.5 for more continuation through Friday. Shout out to Barbie Bike Gang TV. Wow, that should be a scary bike gang. The Barbie Bike Gang, they're going to come get us. I'm revving my engines right now. Sam, what's the chance if we get the huge move to continue to the pump outside of the measured move, 180? Bring it above 250 to 500 as of September 2020, looking similar now. I'll look at the bigger picture. We've done that before. And I'll probably do that maybe after the stream, and I'll put out a video later on. The big picture for Bitcoin. All right. The big picture for Bitcoin. So I like this 111,463. We're going to keep zooming in here to find out what we're seeing. I like it. And again, once we crack the 200 moving average on the 22-hour and on the 12-hour, you can see right now we're getting sunned by it. No. But once we close a candle above it, I really want to see a bigger move. Now, I can still see, look, shoulder, head, don't, because what will happen is we'll pump, then we'll start to dump. Everyone will say, oh, that was a failed rally. We're going to the downside. They won't be waiting for the right shoulder. We'll get the right shoulder. I'll call it out. We'll hit it. Bang. We'll rip to the upside. The measured move, basically 118, 119K, right? So that's all kind of in the cards right now. This breaking above the 200 moving average is very important. All we want is a close. So in the next 9 hours, it will be beautiful to see this. So 9 hours from now, this candle closes above the 200. Someone could even trade that, like, you know what I mean? The right shoulder makes it a little sketchy because you might revisit. But I like what I'm seeing there. So that's a tell for me, a subtle tell that no one else really pays attention to. I could see this pumping up too. We're still right shoulder on that 8 hour. Wouldn't surprise me, right? 4 hour time frame. I talked about it likely magnetically going up to its 200 moving average. Very likely. You can see there's 4 hour resistance right there at what? 113,556. That's exactly where BOOKMAP has this liquidity, right? 113,004, a little 450. So it's telling us, right? Now they built some liquidity down here now, kind of came in. You can see the long liquidations. So they're either going to scoop down to 110 or scoop up to 113. It's kind of any man's game right now. A little closer to 113. But we just saw some longs come in there that can get liquidated. Wow, Bitcoin booming. 11,700 for BTC. And I got a beast mode long open here on MEXC up $700 and $800, ripping to the upside. This trade's been back and forth. It's a 0.64 Bitcoin, right? So if you looked at that, 111, you know, it's about what, $70,000 trade. Of course, 111600 times 0.64. $71,000 trade right there for BTC. So I'm basically using $7,000 at 10x leverage to make $800. You see how that works? To make 11% off 7,000. I'm going for the gusto. I'm looking for the move all the way up to the top of liquidity here, at least to 120K. I'd like to get to at least somewhere to 116,000. I can make a nice $4 or $5 payday and make a move. Bitcoin for Bitcoin on the USD pair. That's really the move right there. To make more Bitcoin off your Bitcoin, that's the goal. Shout out to anyone trading MEXC. Lowest fees in the game. Shout out to KKEX. Starting to rip. Look at this. Looking beautiful. I sold my trade. Looks like I may want to jump back into KKEX. So what I'm going to do here is just show you the trade. And to me, the trade hasn't broken out yet. It's just getting started. There's still time for this trade to do damage. The key to this trade is to have patience. It's been up and down a few times. It's hit this key. Now, this is the fourth time on the fourth 1 hour candle we have come to this exact level. You'd think we would finally bust through. This is probably the break. And again, look, this candle will close above 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This candle will now close above resistance if and only if we can hang. So technically, it is a breakout. That's a breakout candle right now for Bitcoin. You're technically kind of buying the breakout a little bit here, a little late to the patty. I said patty with the Boston accent over there. A little late to the patty. I like these little chippy chips when you write in the thing. That's cool. I'll give it to them. One more tweak is just to move this advance window to the front so we don't have to hit advance. You know, I have to kind of look and see what I'm doing. 176 for 4. I like it. Smaller account. I've taken $1,500 to $2,800 in like 2 days. My own money, you know, all my own money, my hard-earned gains. You know, what I do is I play with the exchange for a couple weeks first before I even open it up on the live, and I've been really liking the movement of KKEX. Really fast response. I'm in and out. I've been able to move it. No liquidity issues at all. Great liquidity. Great movement. Fast price action. Very little fees. You know, they're the only competitor really to MEXC out there. So check them out today, KKEX. We do have a link right here in the pinned comment. And they actually have some pretty good deals, too, for anyone out there on USD whenever you deposit USDT, right? I should know, too. I'm just not good at shilling. I like the thing. It's a good exchange, man. That's all I want to say. Like, I went to the mechanic. He fixed my car. The mechanic was great. Everyone else is like, blah, 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 blah. I just like I like the place. I look for thousands of different exchanges. I get contacted by hundreds of them every day. I like it. It works. Hey, what's up, beautiful? You need this? These? You taking the big boy? Oh, yeah, in the back. God bless you, sweetheart. So, Bitcoin. Let's kind of get back to the long-term analysis here. So, yeah, I like what we're seeing here. The 1 hour is looking good. You can't get emotional. If you saw the breakout, then you're like, oh, I'm out. So then I'm out. I did take profits. I was in a heavy trade. I figured, why not? Up $500 in the morning, I can already clip it. And I already took another $300 on other trades. So I'm already up damn near a G again. And then last night, I made money that I didn't expect to make. Night before, too, as well. So it's been fun trading. The bullish tones are starting to rip again. We're above the 200 golden cross right here. I want you to start seeing this above the high volume node. I want you to put these things together yourself. I want you to start seeing the details. So you know, again, a bearish div here on the stochastics RSI. I'm not a fan of that. And a little bearish div on the RSI. That does have me somewhat concerned. But it tells me maybe they go for the gut. Like they might just kind of, right? Just go for another liquidity grab here. Shoulder, head, maybe make this a right shoulder. And again, issues again at 11.8. I don't know what's going on at 11,800, but we just can't seem to break above that level. Issue after issue. Again, I like the tight moving averages above the 200. I'll tell you, when we saw it here, we ended up getting the move. And I'll teach you about these tight moving averages. Look, you want to, the front is the back is the front, the macro is the micro is the macro. What I can teach you on the daily will come out on the 1 minute and the 5 and all that awesome sauce. So like when you're in that uptrend, which you started, which I feel like we are, like here, you can see whenever these moving averages start to get close and tight together, we're likely going to get that move. Like right now, we're looking at something like this. We're getting really close and tight. They might make that one last dagger move, but the 200's outside and we got tight moving averages. Very simple, we'll get a move. High volume node, accustomed to the place. So that's what I'm starting to see here for Bitcoin. Look at the 11,759. I mean, it's strong right now. It's strong. It just got to, number one, close the 1 hour candle above all these other candles, which it looks like it's going to do. We have 22 minutes though. We got to, you know, and remember, what am I doing here? Right click, go down to, where is it? Labels. They moved it. All right. Labels will pop out another hidden menu. Go to countdown to bar close. Make sure it's checked. All right, what that's going to do, and no overlapping labels. Say that 10 times fast. No overlapping labels, no overlapping labels, no overlapping lapels. So what that's going to do, right, is it's going to give you the ability to see whenever any candle closes at any time frame. That's important. We're going to get good information. You know, this candle closes above, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 candles have yet to do this. The last time a 1 hour candle closed above this level that was bullish was August 28th. All right. So we're talking 5 days. And the last time we had like an absolute actual rally from it was the 27th. Right. So yeah, it's been a week. We're kind of revisiting an old liquidity zone. Here we go. 11,821. Can we get the push to the upside here? Okay. And the KKEX trade went through. And here we go. Okay. Live trading on KKEX, live trading on MEXC. I have no problems trading on different exchanges for different reasons. This I'm trading with Bitcoin, right? I'm up $820 worth of Bitcoin. I love it. This may come up and make the right shoulder. I know that. That's why it's very hard for me to hold daily trades, because I can kind of see how if I have a high probability of a right shoulder, I'm going to be up 1,000, then I'm going to be down 400, and you know what I mean? Again, then eventually if I hold all the way, I'll get up to the gains though, and it's hard to kind of. So this, I called the bottom here on these two candles. They wicked me out right there. I recalled the bottom the second this candle came up, before it even fulfilled the greener candle. I said, this is the same exact scenario here. I said, I'm long. It's tweezer bottoms. They're just reset. They just wanted to grab that. They didn't want to bring everyone with them. Why were they packing their bags? When you go after liquidity and take out a little bit right here with a wick, you're packing bags. You're a whale that's grabbing more liquidity. Why? You're going somewhere. I always say, why would they pack their bags if they weren't going anywhere? Nice pump here for Bitcoin. Puts us up exactly, look, 1188. I'm up 888 almost. It's kind of cool. So if Bitcoin's up to 11, I know I'm up a G. And look at Bitcoin getting a bid there to 954 fast as heck. Look at the fast movement there. They press the button quick now. Bitcoin flies up $100 in seconds. You can barely get in if you're trying to flip it. Look, if you were trying to get into an order, it's also scary because if you made that order, it could have flipped on you so fast. You could be down in a second. That's why if you don't know how to leverage trade, man, and you don't set it up early and you don't have a whole plan, you're going to get shredded. I'm trading here 10x, doing my thing. And now look, I'm up a G. This thing's starting to kind of go our way here. And we can see the flag that I'm watching on the smaller time frame. You can see how I'm watching the daily. And this daily candle is supposed to rip. We have a beautiful stochastics RSI here. 112,000 for Bitcoin. Let's go. Yes. Yes. If you stuck with the lifer, you're now in some gains. 744 on weeks. We got the weeks trade starting to do damage. And not every trade has to cook. I leave one trade cooking so I can leave other trades out, right? We're going to end up taking profits here on weeks in a second so we can pay the trader. That's a $900 trade. That's ripping away from the 21-day moving average on the 1 hour. That is going for it. I'm going to be taking profits on this candle. I'm going to be flipping to the 1-minute time frame here on weeks. Look at the fast movement weeks is giving us. Look at how I can get in and get out here. I'm going to be taking profits right there. That's just so far for the 21 of the 1 minute. Let it continue to rip, so be it. I'm going to get everything I can out of this candle. And I'm moving here. We're up now. Let's go, baby. 968, 988 on weeks. Live trading on weeks. Shout out to Andy. I love you. Andy! Keep working hard, making it happen. Ooh, look, I slipped through the cracks there and was able not to get out. That was amazing. I was in and out, and I got the extra pump. Let me get 1,000. I desire that 1,000 so bad. Let me get the 1,000. Oh my gosh, we're ripping here. Look at the size of these short liquidations. They're getting absolutely squeezed, and we're out on the trade. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to everybody on that move. Sammy does it again with the Swifty Swift twist. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Monster move for Bitcoin. And I kind of want to take this one too. I mean, that's a $2,000 day on the channel. Man, that thing looks like it continued to rip, though. Let's take a look at the 1 hour candle ripping out of the flag. We talked about it. We went over it. I told you these things happen. I mean, it's getting too far for the 21. Again, looks like we're going to get a pump. It's going to get too big. I make this a $2,000 day. I could keep the other trade open on KCAX, right? So I took that for 1,100. It's just too big of a candle. I got to sell it. KCAX trade ripping. Only up 78. I thought I put, well, I only put, what the heck? I put too much small. What the hell? Why is that trade so small? I wasn't paying attention. I thought that trade was huge. Dang, man, I slipped. I'm slipping. I'm falling. Oh, yeah, I already took profits on KCAX earlier this morning. To me, that's unsustainable. I don't like candles that big that fast. It tells me that it's unlikely we're going to, that's just, I got to sell candles like that. That was a beautiful short squeeze. Shout out to everyone that paid the trader. And I called this out in my trading group this morning, and people still want to play games. Join the trading group today. You're going to miss out if you're not on the group. I'm up at 7:30 in the morning, ripping it. This thing is still going, man. Oh my gosh. Maybe it doesn't stop. Maybe this is the one that continues to rip all the way to the upside. Look at that puppy fly, baby. And again, just away from the 21, just like yesterday. I sell early. I always seem to sell early. But you know what? I'm proud that I sold. Wow. Look at them just continue to pump that puppy, though. Whoa. Woof. Wow. 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 And you can kind of see shoulder, head, right shoulder there. Cup with the handle. Sammy, cup and handy, right? Oh my goodness, what a move there on the 1 minute time frame. Oh my gosh, what a blast. And again, if you just wait for the 1 minute candle to close above the 200 and make the trade like I teach you, you're in gains as well. That's coming back to the 21 in some way, shape, or form. That's a great sell right there. That is a massive short squeeze. Liquidations all across the board here. Insanity. Insanity. And it's just absolutely amazing what we're seeing here for Bitcoin. So, wow. 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 So we called it again, another short squeeze by Sam Price. I showed my team Bookmap. I told them we were going to the upside. It looks like we're not done. Look at the 1 minute. Dang it, I need the 1 second chart. Let me move on in. They got it here on KKEX. They got it here on KKEX. Let's see how well they do on the 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're banging on the candle every single time. This 1 second's moving slow. Have you ever traded the 1 second? It's not that bad once you get your legs about below you. Your sea legs, so to speak. I mean, man, look at that. That could be a beautiful trade right there. 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. Hypothetically, say you enter right here. It says it could pump to 112.7. When price action moves really fast, some days I have to use the 1 second. I don't want to. I've learned this the hard way. I didn't know that too. I didn't know that for years. I thought the 1 minute was enough, but I've learned it's not. You got to get into that 1 second. You just, you got to dig deep. So right now, look, we are technically trading the 1 second chart. I wish I said, we got in right now, but if someone just jumps in, look, we're trading the 1 second chart right now, up $94. See, that's why you never know. See how anything can be manipulated. Always pay attention, man. And never follow your own strategies, tricks. Learn from me and get an education. That's it. You don't got to size me up. You don't got to figure out where, you know what I mean? How much I'm worth. All that stuff is none of your business, and it doesn't make you any money. Look, that would have stopped you out. Or can we double bottom now on the 1 second? Wow, price action. Okay, now we can start to... I thought it was going to get absolutely out of control. But I was like, man, this has to calm down. So let's talk about it. In the trading group, we were looking for a pump on the 1 hour time frame. We were looking for a nice move here. All right. And you saw me just make $2,000 on the trade. It's not even 10. And I told myself that I couldn't wear my watch unless I made money on the live. I said, Sam, you can't wear the Rolly unless you make money on the live. But I made the gain so I can wear the watch now. Thank you for the privilege. Shout out to everybody here. So look, this could continue to the upside. I am bullish on the daily time frame. It's very hard for me to hold daily moves because I can always see that there could be less or more. This looks bullish to me though. Tight moving averages, the golden cross. I could see this thing just continuing. We got to look for some sideways price action now on the 15 minute, the 1 hour. I'd say the 5 minute to the 15. The 7 is really I love the 7 minute. It's a go-to of mine. So I would expect a tweezer top here on the 5 minute in the next 2 or 3 minutes. And I would expect a flag. If we're bullish, we're going to flag here and possibly create another entry for Bitcoin. I got to make an exchange that I open up, put a big boatload trade in on the daily and never look at it for weeks. And then come back to it in a month. I'm like, oh yeah, that trade. Well, we project out into the future because nothing else has the potential to create more unhappiness and emotional misery than unfulfilled expectation. Mark Douglas. Amen. Amen. Lifer always get paid, man. Shout out to my lifers. Put a 333. Who made gains with the lifers? Shout out to Marcus in the house. Look, I made 2 racks this morning. I was talking about today how again, on top of what we already made, swing trade and alts and stuff, it's just insane. And I said I used to literally make $800, right? With no health insurance on a night shift. I used to go in, and honestly, to some people, that still sounds pretty good, which is crazy, right? But in New York City, it was tough. And, So 112,300 Bitcoin holding. The highest we got on the pump was 112.5. I sold pretty dang close to that. Bang. For Sam, the 1 second's just not fast enough. I know, right? And wow, the KKEX trade ripping. Wow. I really, dang, I guess, oh, you know, in the heat of the moment, I guess I was already up. I said, why take the risk? But I'm like, dang, it looks so good. It's due to highly infectious condition known as gainitis. It's spreading rapidly through the 99. Yes, people get gainitis. The gains just keep flying. And again, if you just keep consistently doing the same thing, you're consistently going to win over time. I know this to be true because I've used that exact equation to become successful in life. And success isn't something that you don't chase it. It's something you become just by grinding out. Like I do the same thing every day. Some days I lose in front of everybody and it's not the best day and the trades go sour and the markets, right? Some days I sell right now in front of everyone and I make gains and I feel like the man. It depends, right? Not every day is the same. And just because I sold to make gains in front of everyone, I also tell myself, don't fall in love with those adrenaline rushes and those endorphins because they're fleeting as well. I said, fall in love with helping others, fall in love with teaching, fall in love with showing them the example of how to lose correctly. Some days I'll lose on stream and I'll feel kind of like a failure. I'll get a message from Master Friend and he'll say, Sam, that was the best stream you've ever done. He said, man, no one on YouTube is showing people how to lose correctly. Like, you're the only one out there that shows people how to lose, man. He said, you should be so damn proud of your day today. So, like, I have good people in my corner that understand what matters, you know? Like, when I make $2,000, he's like, hey, nice trades, right? When I lose, he's like, that was the stream. He's like, that was the stream that mattered. Because that's what's missing out here. That's the value people really need. Because a lot of people are losing and they don't know how to lose right. They're losing the wrong way. Because you're going to have to lose. We got to show you how to lose the right way. Okay? And honestly, those days, those messages from Master Friend make me realize that I chose the right person to be in my corner, man. So God bless you, Master Friend. If you ever want to jump on in and learn, all right, we have an awesome little course inside of the trading group. Master Friend teaches an awesome leverage mastery. Hit the QR code to find out more. All right. Exactly. Enjoy the rush, but don't search for 100%. Exactly. Hope no one sold their spot this weekend. Thanks, boss man, for those words of wisdom. 100%, man. We all are going to lose. It's called the P&L. All right? We're all going to lose. Lose lightly, baby. Lose lightly and win big. That's the key. All right? That's just what you got to do to survive. You really want to make it in this game? You want to turn a small amount into a big amount? You want to get it in? We got to help you, you know? We got to help you. We're going to give you a good win percentage and a small win rate, a small loss rate, and a big, you know what I mean? Anyway, I love you all. I appreciate you all for being here. And may God bless you. It's likely Bitcoin's going to cool down now. That was just too hot of a move. You got to start understanding when the moving averages move like that, it's time to take a chill. It sucks you in. It makes you want to go hard. You're telling, oh, this is it. Now the smaller time frames are going to play with people and try to get as many people in and out of the market as they can. That's the next move now. They're going to fake a flag, do this and that. They're going to stop hunt, right? Then they're going to find out where we're going. We're going to kind of reposition and we'll see. There's a chance we do make a flag here on the smaller time frame and we get busy. I still have my KKEX trade open. We'll see where it goes. Shout out to Weeks though. Just made gains on Weeks and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I love trading on Weeks too. Super responsive. No issues with liquidity. In and out. Great action with the stop loss. See, when I'm moving that stop on the 1 minute, if you can't hang with me, if I can't get that response, I can't trade on your exchange. And Weeks is unbelievably great at that. Awesome. And so I seek out exchanges that don't leave me hanging. You see how vicious I am. I'm trading 70,000, 100,000, sometimes $300,000 positions, a couple times $1 million. And I need that fast reaction on the 1 minute time frame. I can't have latency. I can't have issues. It's just not going to work for me. I need liquidity in and out. I need fast price action. And it's provided here on Weeks for me on a daily basis. So thank you so much to the COO, Andy. And so thank you so much and everybody that works hard over there at Weeks to provide me the liquidity I need to make these gains. Because I love it. I really do. Trading is awesome. Once you get a hang of it, once you have a system in place, Trading so much more fun than when you were just hitting buttons because your emotions and losing half the time. It's just not fun. That's not fun. It's not fun. All right. And remember, you can win 9 out of 10 trades, but if that last trade you go all in with no stop loss, you can lose it all. So you can have a 90% win rate. If you're not doing the right thing, it doesn't matter. Remember that. So you got to, what I want to have is so you can have a low win rate and good risk and be profitable. You can have a high win rate and good risk and be very profitable. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like 2 out of my last 7 trades. I want to lose 2 out of 7. I want to win 5 out of 7. And I want to be up at, $1,000 to $2,000. You know what I mean? On like a $1,000 to $2,000 account. Let's take it. Let's go. When Bitcoin pumps that hard away from the 21-day moving average, you got to think of taking profits. I say it every single day. It was that far away from the 21 on the 1 minute. It was that far on the 21 on the 5 minute. It was so far away from the 5 minute. I've identified it a short squeeze by how the 21 reacts to price action. I've done it now for 1,700 and some odd days. Look at the channel. We do the same thing every single day. I'm not bragging. I'm teaching about, I'm not bragging, I'm flagging. But I'm showing you about how the flag, and we showed you how liquidity worked. We saw that there was that kind of liquidity above us. Now, look, liquidity is a little bit more below us. And now says they might go down to 110,000. So it's been a slippery day. That's why I'm always wary of trading that daily, because I can get 3,000. Every day now we've pumped. The first day, I was up 1,000 on the same trade. Didn't take it. Second day, I was up 1,000 on the trade. Took it. Third day, I was up over 1,000 on the trade. I took it. You see what I'm saying? Now, I know it looks like we could go higher, and I would love it if we do. But the smaller time frames are going to tell me what's going to happen. I like this little bulge here. And so what we're looking for is the 15-minute to make a flag. It has a couple scenarios here. The most awesomely bullish scenario is it makes a rising wedge that breaks out. Like it just starts to kind of rise here and it just goes absolutely bananas. And we pump. Why? Because the 1 hour and the daily look good. So the smaller time frames, if they show any inkling of bullishness, then I would have to say that we're going to continue to pump. So that's the most bullish sign. Second sign is we make some type of bullish rectangle, bull pennant. We just go sideways here and start to rip somewhere around 12. And then the third is that we go down and make a falling wedge flag. All 3 of these are still bullish with a breakout and brings us somewhere to the $113,000, $114,000 area of liquidity. So I like it. In about 3 minutes, this candle will close. We'll get a tweezer top and we'll go from there. You see? Still have momentum on the RSI. Still have momentum. I don't know. There's a bearish div now on the stochastics, which tell me to be careful. We finally broke above resistance, though. Maybe we're going to make a nice long flag now and the 200 comes on the 1 hour. We might go sideways for the rest of the day and then pump tonight out that flag. And they're just going to slowly make 1 hour flags that break out. I mapped out this 1 hour flag last night here on the 15 with our stops below this wick. We never got stopped out. That trade played out for everybody in the group. If you had no emotion and you stuck with me on the trade, you got paid, everybody. You got in somewhere here at 110, 108, 110.8, and you were able to sell somewhere above 112,000. That's a great trade for BTC. With a little bit of leverage and the right amount of risk, that's $300 in gains at the very least, or up to maybe 5, 6, 7, even 10 grand, depending on how someone plays that. Again, if you don't know how to use leverage, or you don't know what you're doing, please don't just jump in and do it. It takes a long time to understand how to do it. Demo trade for a long time so you can understand how fast it moves. Then use small amounts so you can learn how to deal with emotions. Then learn a system and a strategy from either a mentor, someone in trading, me every single day, and then go from there. But by no means is this something that you could really just dive into alone and not know a thing about. Most people get absolutely rocked doing that. There's a few savants out there. There's a few people that are like mathematically inclined and they're able to kind of put it together better than most. It happens. I'm not saying it's not you. Maybe that's you, but I don't know. For most people, no. And even those people, the math people, they have the logic. It all makes sense. They're actually really good at TA. Those people actually are bad at emotions because they've been in kind of the math world and the numbers world for so long. They haven't really been in the streets. So, you know what I mean? So that rise, that how much I could make on the leverage, that gets them going too. So everybody's susceptible to losing. Remember that. And tell yourself that. Never say you're invincible, man. And girls out there, guys and girls, lifers and lifettes. We'll put a little lemon in the water. Let's stay hydrated. Hope you worked out this morning. I did. It was a great workout. Blessings. Wow, Bitcoin back to pretty close to the high already. It's getting hungry. It really is. But the same thing happened yesterday, remember? They toyed with the flag, and then they dumped it on us. That's why I got that trade open on KKX in case. It's a smaller trade with a stop loss look at break even too. Let's see here. I'm on like the 1 second, so you can't see anything. See, my stop is right there above break even. We're going up to 114, 115K, and my stop's just right above my entry there. So if this ends up being a bullish retest and we pump, we're good. If not, if we do whatever we do, it's all good. And we already made 2K on the channel. So like, it's another beautiful day. You make 2K a day, you're going to be doing pretty dang good. All right. And we're stacking the wins continuously, day in and day out. And by not giving up. There's days where it feels like the strategy's stagnant, or it feels like they're hitting me every time, but I just keep going. Eventually I win more than I lose. It is what it is, you know? So bang, man. Unbelievable. It's a beautiful day to be alive. I'll tell you that. So Bitcoin, and then I'm going to jump into the chat in a second. We've been on Bitcoin, and this is what happens on this channel. We usually trade, go over, look at Bitcoin. 10 to 11 is a hot time for Bitcoin. A lot of movement happens between 10 and 11. If you see, the channel starts at 10:10. And we trade. How many times do you see the short squeeze? The bigger movement of the day. That was one of the bigger liquidity moves of the day. We caught it. We traded it correctly. So you kind of wait for the big liquidity move. There might be another big move tonight up there to 113, but like there's usually those are going to be the only two moves in a 10 to 24 hour period. Think about it. It's sideways price action with big pumps in the middle. Sideways pump. It's about finding these pumps. I study this for a living. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder, cup and handle. 21 above the 200. I'd be all over that. You know my strategy. You know where I lurk. If you watch the charts, you can hear my voice. When the 5-minute closes above the 200, you can hear me say with the 21, oh my gosh. Look, that was a beautiful signal of mine. Bull flag. Touching the 21. That tells you you're going to rip, and it tells you got a big flag. That thing rips the whole flag all the way to the target at 110.5. Unbelievable, right? Anyway. And look, we called out this. Remember when they dumped it yesterday? I said, man, we got to dig out of here. And I drew the head and shoulder when we were just like this. And it was on the 1 minute. I said, we just got to dig out of this inverted. And lo and behold, we actually did, right? So by having this crazy faith in projection theory, look, that ended up happening in my trading group. You were given this before it happened. It's just nuts to me. And then I have a signal where we trade the 1 minute 200 moving average. Had you traded that signal, you're still in the money right there. It told you when to get in right there. You would enter it at 109.741. You're still in gains right now from that trade. I teach you guys everything I have. I show it off daily. I don't know what else I can do. I'm attempting to save as many people as I can. I also tell you that I made most of my money without leverage trading. I DCA'd to Bitcoin for years. I love leverage trading because I don't get me wrong, I like to trade. And trading fast with smaller amounts of money to be able to make $500 to $1,000, $2,000 and under an hour to do it, to me, is something I dreamed of my whole life. I've dreamed of being able to be good at trading where my emotions didn't get the best of me, so I could use a little bit of leverage to take advantage of the market and use strategies that I had back tested for years. You got to have the back tested strategies. You got to have the emotions down. For me, it took about 10 to 12 years to get there. Now I'm there. And I get to reap the rewards live in front of people because I put so much time and work in, everybody. It didn't happen overnight. You don't make $2,000 lev trading in front of 2,000 people. 10,000 or more may see this video. You don't every day. You don't do that without working your butt off, everyone. That's not luck. You don't fall into that. And again, like Michael Jordan said, he lost a lot of I lost a lot of times live too, right? You'll see my losses are small though. I don't lose no $2,000 live. I lose $100, $200, maybe 300. 700 was my biggest loss recently when I went to call the bottom there. I made a 700 for like $5,000 call. on the bottom on the daily. They hit me with the wick. I got back in. The night after that, I made 300 on KKEX, 400 somewhere else. I sold them both, got the money back for 100 up, and then I reopened the trade, which I just took profits now on the bottom call there. So far so good for Bitcoin, right? Let's watch this 1 minute flag. I just subconsciously drew this while I was talking to you. I didn't even really know what I was doing. I just did it. I'm not saying this is going to go up. I'm just looking. I'm just lurking. I do this all day. I just lurk in the charts. My wife will come in. I'm just sitting there like looking all funny like this. I'm like making those like weird looks, like sitting in my hands like, what's Bitcoin gonna do here? It's so funny. Anyway, that's what trading will do to you. You'll be sitting there like, I'm at a stand-up desk, so I lean a little bit and just kind of, hi, my name is, who am I? Let's go over the charts right now because I got to work out every time I go over the charts. I'm just, God bless it. No, I'm just messing around. Can we get the move here to 113,112? I personally like to work out separate. But hey, man, people got to get their steps in. I get it. You know what I mean? Way to kill two birds with one stone. I listen to Jim Rohn while I work out, so I kill, everyone has their thing. If it works for you, it works for you. Who cares what anybody else thinks? This looks somewhat bullish here, this little flag on the 1 minute time frame. I tell you what, this might be a good little move here. I still love scalping small time frames on BITUNIX. Am I getting sucked in by the small time frame? If I were to trade this, I wouldn't be greedy. I'd use a small amount because we already made gains. Remember that. If you already made gains day trading, it affects the rest of the day. Say I was down 500. I probably wouldn't touch this trade at all. I might just be like, man, I'm going to take a break and come back in a few hours or maybe even tomorrow. But I'm up $2,000. I'm like, you know what? It happened fast, right? You saw how fast that money came in. Those candles ripped. I don't even remember it. We were moving the stop loss up. It feels like a dream, right? That really just happened. You saw how big those candles were on the 1 minute. It was amazing. Boom, 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 boom. And we got every little piece we could. Unbelievable, right? Shout out to anyone that traded that with me. If you move your stop loss up with me and you made gains, like God bless you. If you're still in the trade and you're holding on, God bless you. If you got a plan and you're sticking to it, you're awesome. I'm so happy to have you around. Thank you. If you're learning and you're getting wrecked, it's okay. I still love you. But I want to turn you into a crypto lifer, someone that's going to make gains, that show people the right example. That's not just clicking buttons with emotions and going all over the place, right? We can't have that in the game. We need to have people that are educated making moves. We want to be respected in this game. Have a system, have a plan, stay disciplined, stay focused every single day of your life, and somehow, some way, things will turn out. I don't know how. But I know if you stay doing one thing, if you stay positive. Look at that thing just turned up right when it was supposed to. Right out the flag. Dang. I don't want to chase, but at least I got something cooking. I wish it was a little bigger of a cook, though. So dream away. Funny how we let that one go the whole time. I usually don't, right? Okay, moving forward, we're going to jump on into your super chats. We're going to talk about altcoins and see how they're kind of holding up today with this Bitcoin move. All right? But I really do like what I'm seeing here. Let me jump. I can't leave Bitcoin alone. So we're watching this flag on the 1 minute time frame. That's kind of how it came down. 7 minutes, a little too far for the 21, but we could get kind of some upward channeling there. 15 minute looks somewhat interesting. The bot bought the dang bottom, and we're getting really close to being in profit soon. One more pump up to 114,000, and this trade's going to be able to be closed, finally. This trade's been open since we started buying the long there at 117, and we added more. So the order starts at 8,000. Then it goes to 12,000. Then an 18,000, then a $27,000 order. And you make the most money the bigger these orders get. And usually, look, 12,000 and then I get a sell. This one, 18,000. It's very rare I get to the 1227. So you kind of, this will become the most ideal trade because this means it's a heavy trade. And when we get to 114, there's going to be a nice big payout. And this is a bot that's self-trading for me, just doing it all on its own. You go to MINOTAUR Trading Systems to find out more. I do get a commission if you sign up to the bot. I greatly appreciate it. I use it. I like it. I was hesitant. I met them. They showed it to me. I used small amounts. I added more. It's been great for me. It's made me over 30% in the Bitcoin. I put one Bitcoin in there. It's made me, I have 1.3, but I put the Bitcoin in when it was small. And then when they gave me USD, I reinvested. So it's made more money over time by compounding. It's pretty interesting. Go to MINOTAUR Trading to find out more. All right. I put the link right there in the comments. MINOTAUR Trading, just to find out more. Book a call. Find out what's going on with them. This thing is unbelievable. And I can't wait to show you when we win, when we hit this level. This thing is yet to lose. We'll see. It unemotionally finds a way every single time through mitigation strategies. And it doesn't trade short. It likes it to go down. It wants to add to the position. It likes this. This is what it wants. To find its way out back to, like, you know, basically RTR and it uses the Bitcoin power law. It knows what's happening. It understands the bigger picture while it's using the smaller picture. It's pretty unbelievable. Some geniuses put that thing together, man. I can't believe I was able to fall upon it and have my hands on it. And it can trade anything too, but it's Bitcoin right now that it's just really, it's, you know, they've mastered Bitcoin, man. You know, with the hash rate and the fact that Bitcoin can be mined, there's a little bit of an edge to trading it, in my humble opinion, because there's some math involved with how it's moving. If you're smart enough to kind of deep dive all that and look on chain. You know, in the stock market, you can't really look on chain. You can look at liquidity. There's some, if you're deep diving, there's some things to find out, but it's not as easy. Blockchain, I felt like gave me an edge. And the 24-hour market gave me an edge too. You know, letting the big boys get in on the early morning and, you know, pre-market and after-market when most people don't even, you know. To me, once I learned about all that, I was like, this is kind of whack. You know, you can't access it with the right accounts and all that, but a lot of people don't, and it's like hidden liquidity to the average retail. So I'm looking for this thing to break out over time. We're just sitting here waiting, right? I put money in, I'm waiting. And it seems like it's just going to take forever. But one day you'll see a huge pump and it'll happen out of nowhere. And maybe not. I hold it. So, you know, and I hold this coin. Disclosure, I hold this coin. But one day I believe there will be a big pump. And that's me believing. All right. I do have to believe in something. When I hold all coins, I go by the charts. But at one point I believe in a coin. And I have to have conviction. Thank you for everything. Can we look at Swift coin? Shout out to Free. Thank you. Any hopium that Harmony breaks 0.05 this cycle? We'll take a look at that fluffy waffle. That's an oldie but goodie. A lot of the old coins, I'll see. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't get the attention. That's an iffy question there. Okay, bots help me sleep at night. The catch, low and buy for you and trim off the top. You don't miss any moves. I have 20% of my funds spread out in bots. Some for accumulation and some for cash. Man, you're smart. Shout out to Baby Genius. You sound like a little baby genius. You probably were a genius as a baby. That's why, right? You've just been in the zone. That's why you came to this channel. You're a genius and you know where genius lives. Hey. I shouldn't, no joke, right? But it takes one to know one, huh? Hey. When you believe something, that means you doubt it. Because if you didn't doubt it, you would know. Funny. I like that. Like you would know. Well, actually, you're right. But that's the thing. That's why you speculate. You don't know. Like there's no guarantees that Bitcoin's going to 250,000. But the odds are high based on years and years and years in history of them printing money. It looks like they're going to continue to print the dollar the same way. So I speculate on knowledge and data. And that makes me believe. But I don't know. I mean, it makes me want to say I know. But every time you know something for sure, right? The universe could change. Things could switch. You know, you never know. Someone asked about NEET. I was just looking at, I love watching. I don't love it. Rug pulls are crazy, man. So NEET, not in employment education. Last time I looked at it was somewhere there, right? In May. Wow. So we did look at NEET. Had a long kind of downtrend there. $22 million market cap. It's got a higher low. You know, a lot of altcoins look just like this. I'll tell you what, that's, I don't use indicators on these. I just show you how all you have to do is use patterns and they play out a lot. And they follow the patterns in the higher lows too. So, and we use fibs. I use fibs and patterns. Like you draw a fib here. Actually, that fib wasn't precise. Hold on. I like to change it up for you so you can see how it all works out. That's a bounce off the 618 golden pocket. That's supposed to bounce right there back to the top of the channel. Then if it's bullish, you're supposed to consolidate, which means up and down a couple times and get tight and then break out. This looks bullish to me. It looks like it can go to 6 cents. It might go to absolute zero on a double top, right? Just be careful, cat ears. But if it bounces and consolidates, then it's probably a gem for a bit of a move. You see what I'm saying? The consolidation will lead you to the idea of what's happening. And that is neat on Sol. And again, I know nothing about it. I don't touch it. I don't know anyone who I know nothing. I'm just doing TA on some movement on bars, on candle bars. That's it, right? Sammy got no pants skaters. American Bitcoin, American coin, American BTC, American Bitcoin right here. It's got a huge market cap. What is this thing? Just came out on the daily. I don't know what this is. Looks somewhat bullish on the fib though, right? A new standard in Bitcoin mining, building the world's largest, most efficient pure play miner alongside a robust strategic Bitcoin reserve. I don't buy it. Eric Trump's on the team? I don't know, man. Just be careful. For some reason, I don't buy any of this, but just be careful, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on there. I don't. I'm so skeptical. Are you serious? Is this really true? And we're all to the races. Really? ABTC debuts on the NET. What? I'm so confused right now. I'm like, I don't know. Be careful. It looks legit, but just be careful. I don't know if I'm jumping on the bandwagon, but it is bouncing off the 618 golden pocket. That would take it further to the upside. The market cap's pretty big for something out just in the last, 3 days, 2-3 days. Well, we went over it, ABTC for wrapped ETH here on Uniswap. And they like that Ethereum too. Someone just bought $2,000 of it. They think it's worth it 18 minutes ago. We'll see. I don't know. I can't chase. I'd rather just buy BTC. It's legit, someone says. Someone says Eric Trump is on a lot of teams. It is legit. Doesn't mean it will pump though. Shout out to Jamie. So interesting. So look over this. Find out. The contract address is there. You can find it out for yourself. You type in American ABTC. It's the one with $100 million market cap. Pretty wacky. And good thing we didn't chase that Bitcoin. Fell out the flag like it was supposed to because we're too high on the bigger time frames, right? And so we'll reconvene. Shout out to anyone that took those gains. You got to pay the trader on liquidity days. That was a beautiful move. I mean, look at that thing. And I'm really happy that, and again, don't beat yourself up. No matter what you did here. You might have got in here and sold there. You might have got here and sold there. You might have got in here and sold there. You might have got in here and sold there. I got in here and I sold like right there, right? I got most of the move. No one's going to get the entire move beginning to end. It's funny. I always beat myself up when I didn't sell the top. I'm like, how? Like, you did dang good, Sammy. You know what I mean? We're really too hard on ourselves as traders. And I think that creates a low frequency. We beat ourselves up and we got to really be grateful. Like today, I got to be so grateful. $2,000 on the trade. Like, God bless, what a great trade. And you show up every single day on a live like me. I show up every day on a live. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if the market's going to beat me sideways or pay me greatly. But I'm going to show up every day and put my chips in the game. If I put no chips in the game, I can't get beat up and I can't win. All I can do is sit here and go over the charts in front of you guys and look like someone with no chips in the game. And I used to do that a lot. That was me. I was an analyst for a long time. I didn't always live trade. But the live trade that makes this a performance. Like a guy who rides a motorcycle, he can talk about motorcycles, but can he do a wheelie in front of you and hit? Can he do the jump, right? With the double axle split, you know? Shout out to the beautiful people here on the live. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. The more you hit the like button, the better off it is. It keeps people coming to the stream. We get to teach more people how we made gains. All right? Trump's involved in us, said, even if it's his everything he does is, oh, man. Nice boss, man. Keep your head of the game. Yeah. Hello, Sam. Any opinions on Ondo tokenized on ETH? 12-bit for DX and 287 fees. I know, that sounds horrible. That's funny, man. He's like, it's all fees, though, right? Like, what are we doing over here? Shout out to everybody here. Let's jump on into the fan funding and see what's happening. Today I met, oh my gosh. Hey, Sam, can we take a look at NEET? We took a look at NEET on Sol. Great day for Bitcoin. We looked at TA. Shout out to Torp. We got to look at Swift. Any Hopium Harmony. So we'll look at Harmony and Swift right now. All right. Bitcoin getting a double bottom off of 112,000. Possibly digging in here for more. I love that oh man, I can't wait for this. I've been waiting on this trade since the 15th. This was 2 weeks. Hey, it's okay. I don't mind. Make 10, 12 trades a year. Just get paid. Make sure you don't lose and get paid, right? Add to the stack. That's all that matters. Don't get greedy. Like I got a bot making me gains on the side. Like, and I got to get greedy. No. No reason to do that. 15-minute looking like it could get bullish here. I'm telling you, the daily looks great to me, so I wouldn't be surprised. This time, I'd like us to hold the gains. They've been toying with us, but once you get above a key level, resistance. I'm so proud of that candle close. And like I showed you, I don't know what's going to happen. It's a couple of these things. What I do know is that Bitcoin's not going to pump until it touches the 21 on the 15 and likely the 21 on the 1 hour. In about 38 minutes, that's going to close tweezer top. All right. I would leave it alone till later on this afternoon and maybe into the evening. Yesterday we left it alone and it ended up becoming hot around 4 or 5 o'clock. Almost 6, exactly as we kind of looked at it. And if you got in when I did last night and then sold now, you made gains. It took some time. It wasn't perfect, but it happened exactly as suggested, right? Last time I looked at Swift Coin here, I was looking for it to come back down to that 618-786 golden pocket. You can see me making that box. We ripped right through the 786, which is pretty bearish. After a pump like that, holding nothing, again, we weren't in the best of times. Now we've been sideways ever since. I'm not a fan of this coin. I never was. I think a lot of other people are. You could say this is the cup and handle, elongated high, low, high, higher, low. Somewhat of I don't know. I even feel like it broke the trend, and now it's like kind of in a dumpy place. I don't know much about this project. I know other people are a little more obsessed about it. I've never been. Something tells me not to care. I get instincts of like what to position my attention on and what not to. And sometimes I'm probably completely wrong. I might miss the boat on a few things. I'm sure I do. But I still listen to my instincts no matter what. And I've just never been a fan of this guy. It's kind of double bottoming here. Yeah, maybe tomorrow in the next 2 days, it does a huge pump. It's oversold in the daily. It's at a very low place. Big pump, right? Just run it. Even then, it looks like it's just going to get back here to, 0.1. 9 to 11, which isn't the worst, but everyone hit the like button. It's free. Shout out to Underground Crypto. Thank you so much for the $1.99. If you hit that like button, it's going to come back to you tenfold. It is such a beautiful thing to do. God bless everybody here on that like button. Thank you so much. Get to 1,000. Look, we got 1,487 beautiful souls, 487 likes. There's 1,000 people either hating, feeling funny about it, or just feeling funny about themselves. When you're in love with yourself, when you're in a good spot, when you feel absolutely amazing, you hit that like button. So if you can't hit that like button, it tells you something about you deep inside. No lie, no, I'm not trying to be rude. You might be driving with the phone though, and there might be a real reason. But if you can hit that like button and you don't, it's saying something about you, man. Like, and you as, and the women too, anyone watching this. You know, you want to spread love anytime you can. I have 3 daughters, right? When my channel grows, it grows for them. It's their daddy becomes more successful. It's amazing. If you hit that like button, you're helping a family grow, a small business grow. It's like one of the coolest things you could ever do in your life, in my humble opinion. Anyway, also, you're in crypto. Like, you might hold some Swift coin. You might hold TAI. You might hold SEEK. You might hold the coin I'm talking about today. There's an odds that, by golly gee oh my, someone just might buy that coin, right? So I go live every single day, and it might, in theory, it would benefit your bags that I show up for crypto every day, right? More people just might buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin pumps, right? I'm just saying, in theory, I help you internally. So by showing up every day, I might help your personal journey, your personal bag pump, you know, on its own. Just, you know what I mean? Just, you think about it, the old bigger picture of crypto. So when you hit the like button, it's for you. It's actually a selfish move because you're helping yourself gain. Because you're only helping crypto grow throughout the world. You're helping the algorithms. It's really a selfish act. It has nothing to do with me. So if you like your own bags, if you want to see them pump, the like button is yours. And if you care about me and you want to add that extra bit of karma, the like button, there's so many reasons why that like button is absolutely amazing for you to hit. It shows you who you are as a person deep inside. Sometimes I forget. It shows I'm forgetful. Let's take a look at virtual. Virtual is coming on back down here, right, to this key area. That's the lowest I've seen it in a while. Nice bullish div on the daily. That's a pullback to the 706. In between the 618 and the 786, you're not chasing. A beautiful place to add some virtual. I see virtual pumping back to 350. It's got a great use case. It has great utility. When everything looked back in the doldrums, virtual pumped from 45 all the way back to 250, did a 5x almost. I see it doing something similar and going to probably some new all-time highs, $6, $7, $8, maybe even $10. So I have some virtual. I believe in it, and I think it could do numbers. Shout out to ABTC Trader. He asked me to look at RECC for $2 on the super chat. Thank you so much, Agony Trader. Let's take a look at RECC, REACT, USDT. And thank you to everyone that's throwing super chats my way. It's really fun. I love it. I have a great time. So you told me to watch this coin. You told me it was going to pump. You told me it was only a matter of time. You told me to wear diapers because it was going to explode all over me, right? And you were correct. It did. You nailed it. It did a little dip, but I usually put the stop below the beginning of the channel, which would have been below 0.46. And we did have a look at this. And it did the little dolphin dip first, which is great. And then it ripped. Let's take a look at what's happening now. Is there more to come? It looks like there may be. I don't see what's going to stop it from continuing to pump. I don't know what's going on there. It's like having trouble grabbing that gain. Up 44% from when we looked to enter on a wicked 48. So still holding gains now. Hey, man, you gave us RECC. You told us it was hot, and it was. You can even just kind of make that a little open like that. But bang, man, that thing moved. And I'd hold out for that target. Looks like it's going to make a flag on some smaller time frame. Again, that 15-minute. And we went over this in the channel many times. The liquidity is light. It's a very small coin, right, as of yet. But you might be onto something that gets bigger over time. Shout out to my man who gave us RECC and went over RECC. And maybe someone else gave us RECC too. I don't think it was Agony Trader, but maybe it was. I don't want to misspeak there. There's no guarantees. Okay, we all really appreciate how blessed we are to have access to Sam Price and Master Friend every day. This is truly an honor and unheard of blessing. And thank you. God bless you, man. Let's take a look at one. Oh, yeah, he asked about Harmony. He wants to know if Harmony can get to 0.05, right? Kind of got forgotten about, to be honest. We'll look at it on Binance when I really first ever saw this coin. So look, it comes out in 2019. I remember that too. 6 years ago. And it had a massive rally from like under a penny, all the way to 35 cents. Like it did like a 50x or something crazy from bottom to top. It's back at the bottom. Are we going to have a massive run? Does this thing get back to maybe at least 5 cents like you're saying here? This guy's saying at least to here. That's the thing. These rallies, like it's going to take a lot of money and many weeks for us just to get back to 5 cents. Looks like money got taken out of these. I'm done with older coins. Like I would sell this thing and be looking for like RWA, AI. I'd be running a DeSci, decentralized science, some type of new narrative here. I would be, but again, that's me, and I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such. At the same time, it's at discount. If you appreciate the project, you think it actually is still there, and they're going to continue to grind. You know the team, you watch it, you go to AMAs, you go to their Discord every week, and you're like, yeah, Harmony 1 is the one. Then maybe it's for you, but for me, it ain't. And it is at the bottom. Chance it does a huge bounce, some bullish divergence. The weekly's spent, and you are at support, but I mean, it's got to bounce now at this point. Like it's a has-to moment. Shout out to Underground Crypto, always holding me down. Let's take a look at Neon. Technical analysis, please. Shout out to my man. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at Neon USDT. And there's Bitcoin kind of spilling the guts there, 111,009. We got the liquidity of the day. We nailed it. If you're in my trading group, you got the in. If you're watching the stream, you got the out. We do this all the time. We nailed it. We'll be looking for the 21 to come back on that 15 and the day and the 1 hour before our next big move. We nailed it. We waited for that pump. We got the pump. We executed the sell. Shout out to anybody that day traded with me because that's it. I'm day trading Levy, man. Every time I turn it into a home run, it's going to be the big daily gain. I get back so many gains. I'm not doing that. I'm selling the trade in front of my lifers. We got paid today. I could take us all to dinner tonight. $500-$600 dinner at, $1,000, $2,000 dinner, right? I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like that could happen. If I held the trade, we don't know what could happen. It's in between. If you pay the trader, the money's there. If you don't pay the trader, we don't know. I look for the 1 hour, just like Bitcoin, to come back to the 21. Maybe it does it sideways. Maybe it does it laterally. We don't know. But that definitely looks good for a new trade. What happened today was good. All coins got a little bit of a push. Bitcoin showed signs of not dipping below key areas. That's all we needed, everyone. That monthly and that weekly candle to kind of push away the bears there. Let them know that we're not playing. The bulls have some movement. What time is dinner? Whenever you want. Funny. Thoughts on AVAX? We still got a call on AVAX. I don't think it left market structure, and this pump for Bitcoin was probably good for AVAX. I said it's got to bounce right here off the channel. We went over it yesterday. It did exactly what we talked about. I said, look for AVAX to bounce off the channel there. I said, I still have a long on AVAX, and there's a chance you could enter right now. AVAX is consolidating, and to me, it's going to break out. And its first stop is 37 from 25. Not going to be amazing, but that looks like it's going to happen. It's going to take... People think when they enter a leverage trade, they're going to get paid in a day. Then in 6 days, they freak out. 7 days, they freak out. After years of trading, you'll find out some trades you entered, thought were going to be a couple days, ended up taking it a couple minutes or maybe even just half a day. Sometimes you enter a trade thinking it's going to take a couple minutes, and it ends up taking 4 days. Some days you take a trade that's going to take a day or two, and it takes 3 weeks. All that matters is the market structure of that trade stays. Right? Like you make, like you might get into this trade thinking it was going to break out, and it doesn't. Like I get into this flag thinking, okay, I'm trading the flag on AVAX. Only a matter of time, about to break out. It dips a little. You don't get stopped out. It comes up. Dips a little. You don't get stopped out. And then like weeks later, you're still, people are like, oh, I can't stand this. I hate crypto. And then it pumps huge. And then like it played out for 50% gains, but it's just like, it wasn't as fast as they wanted. They didn't get the gains they thought. Again, inability to be grateful. I got carried away, put 10K on Unite. I'm 6K down. Can you please assess the coin, brother? Love your vibe. Right? What do you think about Stellar? Ondo of 8K this week, right? Yo, has anyone been reached? Oh, come on, man. Like I'm going to reach out on X. Like I'm going to sit there and spend time reaching out on X. Let's get real. Like I sit here all day and DM on X. Like, let's get real, man. And X is so simple. People that get scammed on X, come on now. X is very simple. There's one guy with a blue check. It's me. There's nobody else that has a blue check. It hasn't been compromised. There's nobody else. There's maybe 100 crypto lifers with all different spelling, but there's no Sam Price with a check. 39.1. Like, let's get real. Okay? Let's get real. If you're getting whatever happened, I don't even like saying it, it's on you. Like, stop. Like, just stop. Like, get a grip. You know what I'm saying? Like, have some common sense and responsibility for yourself. I've been in crypto a long time. I am now, yes, like a micro niche celebrity. I'm known around the world. I showed up in Dubai. People knew who I was. So, yes, there's going to be a lot of people impersonating me. They impersonate everybody. Every single person out there gets impersonated. From Will Smith all the way down. I mean, I'm just saying. I sent money to all this. You're so funny, man. Lifer, what's your opinion on the Filecoin? It got to be the highs. Send super chat for TA and deep dives, everybody. Yeah. Bitcoin, the closer it gets to the 21, the better on the 15-minute time frame. And I'm looking for bullishness here in general. Okay, we did TIE already, super chat done. We did AVAX already, super chat done. We did Swiftcoin, Epic Chain. Let's take a look at Epic Chain. And who asked about Epic? Thoughts on AVAX, last tin can. We took a look at AVAX just now. Thoughts on Epic, Fast Easy Cash, 8835. And shout out to the $40 in chat revenue. You people are absolutely amazing. Let's take a look at Epic Chain, Epic USDT here. Last time we saw, I liked it. Connected to XRP. All right, XRP kind of running game. Every time I see that though, right? Maybe that's not the best. Huh? Resistance. I wanted to see it bounce there. I actually put a call. I wanted to see this SR flip. It looked really good. Really good support. Oversold. It lost that level and got sold off. At this point, I would have to zoom out to the day, the 2-day chart and start to look at it, say it's got to come back to 175. Maybe it bounces here, but I don't know. It had an untethered pump, meaning it wasn't like the rest of the market wasn't doing this. So now, to me, it has its own untethered dump. The market could be more frothy, and this isn't in the same position because it had a pump when everything else was kind of sleeping. Maybe it finds some support right there or right there, and maybe it bounces, but I already gave it a key area, and it just didn't even think twice about staying there. So looks like to me it's going to dump more. I can't tell you for sure. Doesn't look amazing, even if you try to pull it in a cylinder. I don't like the market structure that I'm looking at, personally. Maybe it bounces and it starts to do something here, and then we can consolidate. Fine. Show me something, though. It's got to show me something. Right now, I see more downside to the 618 at 170, 160. And I could be wrong. All right. Wow, look at this thing moving. Ever since we looked at it, it's up. It's up 24% since when I looked at this coin. Market cap up another 10 million. Buys just coming in crazy. It's like you have to buy. I don't like that you have to use Ethereum, man. It's like so annoying. Can't stand ETH or some layer or whatever, but I just can't stand ETH, man. It's annoying. The new standard in Bitcoin mining, ABTC, I don't get it. I don't understand. It's too early for me to get. I don't like how small the liquidity is compared to the cap. That makes no sense. Usually it's a lot bigger than that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying what I say. I don't know what it means. Let's look at DJI 6930. Doge. That thing's been hurting. Seems to have bottomed at $11 million market cap. I ain't selling. I'm still in. I'm not selling. There's a lot of people that aren't selling. We're going to hold the bottom here. And if we can hold the bottom, we can get a double bottom. If we get a double bottom, we can break back to the top. And get back to 13. Put ourselves in some serious profit. It would be awesome. I did buy some down here at the bottom. It's underwater, but I bought some down here, so we'll see. I have a pretty big position in this. It's one of the memes that I actually believe in, which I can't believe I said that because it's a meme, but it is what it is. RECC. Didn't we just look at that? Or no, we didn't. Oh, yeah, I remember this puppy. I like the branding behind it. I said it looked good, and I liked the branding. I said that wasn't a flag. It did damage. Look at this. Whoever called this out was spot on. 268% gains. I said that R can go places just because the R it looked good, RECC. And it's at a $2.7 million market cap. Still very small. And again, look, that took no indicators, no fibs, no gaps, no ICT, no nothing, right? All you had to know was that a flag consolidates, shoulder, head, right shoulder, bit of a Adam and Eve double bottom, just patterns, pattern trading. It broke out. Look, then it made an ascending triangle right here. And it broke out. I didn't even have to draw a fib. So the next idea is that it'll break out, and the pole, this is the length of the pole. This is its next measured move. You're looking for this big move, and this is how I'll trade memes. It's pretty simple. Therefore, you don't have to remember you don't have to do a bunch of stuff. So we're waiting for that to consolidate. That could consolidate for days. You know, take until like the 14th of September. You know, until 10 days possibly. That would be great. The longer, the better. If it takes 10 days to consolidate, then it's going to pump for sure. You know what I mean? Like, it's more likely to do damage. If it's a shorter consolidation, then it's not as likely. So that's important to see. Definitely something you want to kind of grind on into if you're looking for gains. Ayo. We say dayo. Let's take a look at market cap and see what's happening here. Trending. Perp. Collector. BNB. That bass keeps coming up. Bakery. Wow, Bake's an old one, man. Trending. That's crazy. AVAX looks hot. Ondo. Most visited when Lambo finance. That's funny, right? They changed the name on you. Funny. Don't get confused, right? When Lambo with the WEN too. You gotta love it. Chronos, Sui, Shiba, Chainlink's hot right now. I tell you right. Tell you what, I like Chainlink. I got to set up on Chainlink. I got to set up on Sol. I got to set up on all the hottest coins. I'm showing you how I see it and how it's likely going to go in the markets. Let's take a look at the crypto fear and greed. 42 there, 55 here. So they are not the same. I go by this one. I've been using it for years. This is my Bible. I don't really use the one here on CoinMarketCap. Nothing against it, but I just haven't used this one that long, so I can't, you know, comparatively to what it says and what happens. But it says we're in neutral territory. Why is it doing that? See, it's doing something funny there. It keeps reverting back to CoinMarketCap when I don't want to be there on trending, you know. All right, let's take a look in 24 hours. What's been hot? Meme Corp. Wow. OKB still getting it in. Virtuals, which we went over there at that spot. AVAX, Ondo, Fartcoin. The kind of, you know, same characters here. Nothing too crazy just yet. As I said to my group, it's not alt season. It's not time to go nuts. It's time to build positions for me still. Still time to get into SEI. Still time to get into SWE. Still time to build Deep Book Protocol. Still time to do your research and understand what's hot and what's not. Aerodrone and look at an automated market maker. Why are you getting into something and how? You know, this week on our weekly screen share, tomorrow, every single week I go have a weekly screen share and I deep dive kind of my portfolio. This week I'm really going to show you guys why I'm into what I'm into and kind of explain the deep dive behind it. You might be so new to crypto, you don't understand what an AMA is. An AMM, an automated market maker. You may not understand why I'm into, you know, base chain the way I am. Chain, wow, I really like seeing Solana at 211 though. I put 100 grand in Solana and I even bought more, but around $100. So that puts me up $112,000 on Solana. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Aerodrone back to 117. I'm still staying solid in Aero. I'm looking for the bounce there. I like NEER. I have a huge position in NEER. I have a position in Injector Protocol. It just continues. It never ends, man. Pendle. When I see Pendle starting to move, look, 24 hours, 5%. It's telling me TVL, Arbitrum starting to move. That's telling me that people are getting into these smaller coins because they're starting to borrow. When they borrow, it gets crazy. All right. If you know what I mean, you got to understand these concepts. So I can kind of see where money flows in the market, which tells me when they're starting to get a bit of a move. So we still got a trade open on KCAX. No reason to close it. We're at break even too, so nothing can happen. We're either going to win or actually we're above break even. We're either going to win or take a little bit. And some of the lowest fees in the game here on KCAX, you can't beat it. MEXC and KCAX battle, that's it. Then the next is weeks, and then it goes on from there. And that's why I find places that basically take the least amount of your money when you win and when you lose. I'm looking for them all the time. Places that benefit you and benefit me less, benefit you more, right? So that's the key. I'm looking to help you. And if I always look to help you, it will benefit my channel over time. People will see that I put you guys first every single time. So, wow, cool little move here for Bitcoin. Interesting. $112,277 for BTC getting sideways. I'm going to delete all this again and just kind of take a gander again. So key thing to kind of take in, when you want to kind of zoom out a lot too. I know this is crazy, but look, you got this like slanted cup and handle. That could break out. It's crazy, but it could happen, right? You got this uptrend that's still kind of in the mix. And you got this key zone of liquidity that is strong. Like if you just plop a big area there and look at it, you can see, yeah, well, we've come to this area many times and bounce right off of it. It would make sense that we could put a stop there and probably let this puppy go. And then you can look at this like a bull flag that's just slightly a little more lateral than you want it. And so this is your hopium copium. And you're breaking out. It's really just a bull flag. You see it? It's just a misunderstood bull flag with a double top. And I mean, I just never seen Bitcoin make these type of bearish signs on the biggest time frames and still survive. This will be some of the first times ever for Bitcoin. Wow, it's starting to look really good right now. So it looks good to me. We're going to pump, and I see the 4 hour headed up to the 200 moving average. That's going to be its next level, like somewhere 114,000. There's always a dip right at the 200. Last time we hit it, same thing happened. I expect a very similar move. Wow, 1 hour starting to look more bullish, like it could pull, and it's pretty close to the 200. I mean the 21, saying like that. That means you can get a big move there. That's close enough to the 21-day moving average. So that tells me that I have permission to trade any flag that I see. And then look, we're above, like right there, we're above 1 hour. Resistance right there. So wow, it is looking pretty bullish. So now I'm looking at the 15 and I'm like, whoa. And then you look at the 5 and the 5 just broke out a flag, right? Now, do you chase this? Now, what I would do, though, is I would re-look at this again on the 1 hour. All right. And look at all the TA I do. I do TA till my hand hurts. Like, my wrist hurts. I've been doing technical analysis since 7:30 in the morning, and I was doing it all night last night. I love it. I don't shy away from hard work. Everyone says, oh, you should be an online entrepreneur to work a couple hours a day. It's, being successful means you're always, no. I mean, being successful means you fall in love with the process. And if the process means that my hand hurts because I have to grind out, then that is what it is. Like, I want to separate myself from everybody else. Everyone else can go set up passive income and sit on the beach all day. You know what? I don't mind. I find times to be on the beach. You see a lot of videos of me on the beach. Don't get me wrong. You've seen them. And I love being on the beach. But it can only last for so long. It's time to grind at one point. I need to feel the pressure of life around me. Like it just, oh my gosh, if I don't keep it moving, it's not going to happen. Like this stream had to happen today for my legacy to continue. Otherwise, people be like, who's the liver? If I disappeared for 2-3 weeks, everyone would forget this channel like it never existed. It would turn into what? Oh yeah, that guy. Remember that guy that used to? Isn't that crazy? So you're either relevant at the moment or you're not. That's why channels that make good content that goes viral is kind of a lie, because like as you're going viral, you're actually losing your real-time ability to influence. You know what I mean? Eventually you'll ride on all those views, and if you don't keep it moving. So it's harder for my channel because I have to grow it every day. It's constant. Like I don't make one video a week that can grow. It's not like those like vloggy channels that they look like celebrities so fast and everything just looks great. It's more of like a mom and pop grind every day, but I like it. That's what makes this channel real. That's what makes it amazing. That's why when we win 100,000, it's like, whoa, we did it. And that's why I know it's because of each and every one of you. If I don't have watchers to the show, there is no show. There's nothing here. Right? So I like this 306. It's telling me to risk a little bit of what I made today on weeks. So we made 1,000. We'll start with the 387 and stop below this wick. This can wick out and continue to pump. You know, I went over the 1 hour 21. It looks interesting to me. I went over the 4 hour. Everything kind of pans out. Previous resistance is support. There's a lot of reasons why I like this trade, technically wise. We hold 112,000. Let me see if there's something I'm not seeing on the 5, on the 1. A little bit of a chopness here on the 1 minute time frame. But not too bad. I do like this on the bigger one. And I can even use the 15-minute 200 moving average there, which I believe is a smart look. So I am going to take this trade here on weeks. We'll still have a winning day if we lose this trade. All right. And then you can move your stop loss up and down easily. You see that? Said operation successful, nice and quick. Show you that it actually happened with the check, so you know that your limit order is where you set it. All right. Trading on weeks is seamless. I love it. I have no problems. It's been great. So, okay, so Bitcoin. That's kind of where we stand with BTC. 112,205. Let's see what else people are saying in the chat and have some fun here. And someone just became a new member. Jao Della Nicholas, thank you so much. We appreciate you. God bless you. Let's take a look at the live chat and see what's happening. Super chat, TAI, not TAI. Thank you for that. Trust AI, somebody said. Oh, yeah, easy for me to see that opposite there. Trust AI. TAI. Oh, no, TA. Not TAI. I see what you're saying. I did see it pumping this thing the other day. Trust AI. You know what I like about it? It's in a flag above the 200. And it's in a beautiful uptrend. This thing might do some damage. I would be watching this thing. It has some leverage here. It has some movement. I hear people talking about it too. It's 5-minute time frame though. Look at your 1 hour. 1 hour pumped hard. And it's a little away from the 21. I don't know. I'd be a little sketched out by it, but it went from 12 cents all the way up to 17. Wow, what a wacky coin. Goes from 5 cents all the way up to 30. Does a 7x since the 29th of August, right? Then gets sold off like you read about. Comes back up. Holds a key level. So it's a heavy volatile coin, right? Makes me want to just stay away from it altogether. And it's kind of generally making that rising wedge, but it is in this flag. Looks like it'll pump a little more and then have, like, go create, maybe possibly to 22 cents. I give it like a 60% chance of pumping today. Again, I know nothing about it, and I would think of taking profits. And it looks sketchy to me with the move up and down already, right? This is the epiphany of trading. If you know, you know. Amen. Amen. Yeah. So we went over Bitcoin in depth from the monthly all the way down to the 1 minute. We showed you the 1 second for crying out loud. We taught you liquidity on BOOKMAP and showed you how we went to the liquidity zone, which is unbelievable. So you see candlesticks. We see what the candlesticks are hiding. All right. Our pocket square sunk so low because we were so excited. Okay. It happens. Our gray and blue matching the gray and blue tie, which I know you just can't. And now this also suggests that we may go lower to 110,000. We're not out the water just yet, unless these are the long liquidations that are going to win up to 118. But so far, things go well for BTC. All right. Okay. God bless everybody here on the channel. Thank you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. ADA top 3 again this cycle. It's possible. You never know. You never know. Everybody, thank you so much for joining. I do teach class the last Saturday of every month. I got to ask my team about this, but there will be a day. It should be the 3rd Saturday of every month this time before I go to Singapore. I'm going to Singapore at the end of the month. I'll be there in like 27 days. I fly. I'm getting anxiety already. It's kind of crazy. If you want to jump on in and learn more, go to cryptolifer.com. And you can subscribe to the Discord where we have a class inside of there. I make it a course. I also teach class the last Saturday of every month, but You'll love it. It will blow your mind. I'm there every single day. You would have got the calls from this morning, last night, and everything that I'm seeing and looking at, and we were able to take massive gains. And I'm always showing when the bot actually enters too, which is interesting because it calls pretty local bottoms. Like right there, a buy right there and a sell there, a buy right there, a sell there, a buy right there, a sell there, a buy right there, and you're still in the money. So you do whatever makes you happy. You have so much stuff working for you at the speed of light for $99 a month. But hey, you could criticize it and find a new way. I really don't think there's a better one. But God bless you. You know, God bless you. Everybody, thank you so much for jumping on in to the stream and being unbelievable. I'm going to take a look at MANYU, somebody asked about here on MEXC. It was a newer coin that had come out. Some people thought it was going to be hot. I basically was like, eh. And it was cool until it wasn't, right? A little bit of a flag. I don't know. Slight higher low, little bit of bullish divvy. Maybe it gets a move. Battling the 200 moving average there. Just got above the 200 on the 1 hour, I guess. Look for the 21 to make a flag. I don't know. I'm all set. Someone said it broke out on the daily. I don't know. I don't know. I would not say so. No. Breaking out of the daily, I mean, it had to like breach this trend line and really close maybe for a second. But no. No. Shout out to everybody here who made gains on the channel with what they learned, who saw what they saw in the trading group, who was able to sell and pay the trader, put a 333. If you made gains today on stream with the lifer, if you paid the trader, we sold the local top like we do every single time, somewhere between 10 and 12. I find that liquidity, we nail it, and we get it in. And again, I make most of my gains between 10 and 12 in the mornings here, but I was trading last night and the night before too. So there are gains at night in the group, and we started these trades in the morning. So at 7:30, we started looking at the market. So I had no idea what was going to happen today and how it played out, but it did. Shout out to my lifers and everyone that put their best foot forward and kept pushing. Shout out to everyone that believes in themselves and finds a way to win every single day. Even when you lose, there should be a win out of that. I'm going to gain some knowledge out of that loss. It's going to make me stronger. If I come back from the loss, then I know I'm pretty stubborn. And if I'm stubborn, I know I can win. The key is to not get kicked out of the possibilities. Once they let me believe there's no opportunity, then there isn't. If I show up every day with my chips on hand, there's a chance I can win big. And so I show up every day with my chips on hand. Doesn't mean I throw them all in every time, but when I see a high probability, I take advantage of it. So the person that shows up every day, the person that's consistent is going to win the fish, man. I'm telling you right now, you want big fish. You want to be the biggest fisherman in the game. You want to bring in that load from the harbor. Well, you got to put your rod in every single day. You got to show up at 5 a.m. And it's not tomorrow. It's not today. It's not 3 times a week. It's not 4 times a week. It's 7 days a week. It's every single day. Until the years pass by and you can't remember the last time you didn't grind it out. And you say, you know what? That's who I am. I'm a grinder. Grinders win every time. Once you have the ability to grind no matter what, you will know that you're going to win no matter what. I know a month from now, I'm going to win big. Because I know a month from now, I'm going to show up every single day. God willing, keep me healthy and keep me safe. You know, I pray to God that I don't take advantage of those things. Remember, if your kids weren't feeling well, if there was something wrong in your family and you made a big trade today, you wouldn't feel that great about the trade. You know, if you lost a big trade today, but your kids were sick, you wouldn't really care about the loss as much either. Seriously, at the end of the day, it depends on how your family is feeling. The day my mom called and said, your dad's not feeling too well, he's getting airlifted to the hospital, you think I thought about my Bitcoin trade? You know what I mean? You think I was like, oh, what if I need to trade Bitcoin? Insane, right? And then I remember trading 10 in my group, like I'm at the hospital, my dad is, like I remember texting the group, that group that I always texted the next hit on. They were always just waiting. They were someone sitting in my group, right? They're waiting for the next hit, for the next chart that I put out. And next thing you know, I'm like, I'm on my way to the hospital. My dad may be dying, you know? And they were like, a lot of realness has happened to me while I ran that group, while I've stayed here every day. My life has been shattered, twisted, turned upside down, and I've still made it out alive because I had each and every one of you behind me. So may God bless everybody here on the stream. Put your best foot forward. Don't let any of the haters or people that don't love you get to you, because they don't love you anyway. And someone that treats you like that doesn't love themselves. Low frequency people can do nothing for you but lower their frequency and others around them. Stay around high frequency individuals, people that see the light, people that don't let it get to them, and people that keep pushing every single day and find solutions. There's a solution to every issue. So there's really no issues. There's just something that makes you stronger. Anytime you have an obstacle, it's a reason to believe you can make it out of it. Anytime something gets in your way, it's a reason you can keep pushing. Anytime you think you can't make it, that's your decision to go forward. The people that keep pushing are the people that make it. That's it. Someone who is successful is someone that just never gave up. An expert is simply someone that made every mistake in a narrow field, everybody. We just look good now because we're able to fix all those mistakes that we've made. I've made all the wrong mistakes. It never gets easy. You continue to push every single day, and nobody's there for you. Nobody cares. Nobody cares when I lose my stream live. You know what I mean? I lose my trades live on stream, and people like decide I'm a loser. Nobody cares. There's no shoulder to cry on. There's no pillow to sob on. It is what it is, man. It's time to get back to action. You shrug it off. You wake up. You go out there the next day. You get the discipline to keep moving. Once you get the discipline, nothing can stop you. Once you show up every day, nothing can stop you. Once you know that you are a consistent battle, like you are as strong as a stone, nothing can stop you when you know you got it. So have no fear. Just build yourself up. You don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about relationships. If you're a strong man, women will flock to you. They'll see that you're one of the strongest men around. Women will flock to you. It'll be obvious. You will stand out. Wherever you go, you'll dress nicer. You'll walk differently. You'll be more confident. There'll be something about you, and every woman will know. So if you're a man out there, you don't have to stress women. Just get yourself in order. Get yourself successful. Do not chase women. They will chase you at the right time. 100%. And to the women out there, you get yourself situated. You don't have to worry about these men. So you can find a man that meets you and completes you and that loves you and puts you in position to win for your family, you know? And for everyone out there in between, hey, as long as you love yourself and love others and don't want to hurt anybody, may God bless you. Okay? Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Bitcoin's still looking like it's sideways. This is a flag that I may have to jump on into. Hold on, after my preaching. It honestly looks like this may save the day here. Oh, so we did make the trade on weeks. I was about to say, did we make the trade? So we did make, I made this projected trade on weeks on the bigger time frame. Interesting. And then I got the scalp that looks like it could cook right now on BITUNIX. I'm seeing that 113,844. Stop at 111,670. See, everyone should do this. Yeah, you can just move it over and you can see exactly what you need. And there's the live trade there on BITUNIX. Ready to rock. Stop loss, take profit. We'll see what happens. So there's a live trade to everyone. We'll check back on this in about at 1 p.m. I rest my eyes and my back right now from standing up since 7 in the morning. But may God bless everybody in the stream. Stay focused, stay amazing. We got elite traders. We got so many people in the group. Jump on in and make it happen. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, you're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. You got to do something. Every single person that made it did something to start. Okay? I put a tie on this morning to get the stream going. You get what I mean? Like, I had to start somewhere. God bless you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow for an amazing stream. Stay positive. Stay amazing. And you know what? God is amazing. I just want to mention God again. God changed my life. There's a power outside of ourselves that can push us, connect us to the world, and fill us with love. It's God. Connect to that energy. Find it. It's there. And God will be there for you if you're true to yourself. Keep pushing. I love you. Don't stop. I'll see you tomorrow. And I'll see you in the trading group throughout the day. CryptoLifer.com. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you.